Sam Altman says the future costs $7 trillion. Deepseek just proved it only costs $6 million. The Silicon Syndicate is no longer a theory, it's a crime scene. And the traitor? He's standing in the room with us. Meet the man they call the Ghost, Liang Wenfeng. He didn't start in a Silicon Valley lab with $1 billion budget. He started in a cramped apartment in Chengdu, writing code to beat the stock market. He was a quant, a master of math. While the rest of the world was focused on building pretty AI that could write poems, Liang was building a sniper rifle. He realized that the American tech giants weren't smart. They were just fat. They were lazy. They relied on brute force and infinite money. Liang had neither. So he used something better. He used the math of the underdog. To understand why NVIDIA is panicking, you have to understand the Ngram v4 leak. For years, the industry standard was dense models. Massive, power-hungry monsters like GPT-4 that require an entire city's worth of electricity. To think Deepseek didn't build a monster. They built a scalpel. They perfected MOE, mixture of experts. Instead of activating 100% of the brain for every question, they only wake up the 1% needed for the specific task. But here is the inside man detail. To make MOE work on NVIDIA chips, you need a secret optimization trick called multi-head latent attention. It's a mathematical shortcut that was theorized in Stanford labs, but never successfully deployed. Until now. How did a sanctioned company in Chengdu master a Stanford-level optimization before Google or Meta? Some say it's genius. Others point to the hundreds of Chinese-born engineers who resigned from Silicon Valley in late 2025 and disappeared from LinkedIn. They didn't just take their talents home. They took the blueprints. This is an NVIDIA H100. It is the most sanctioned piece of hardware on the planet. To run it, you need a secret language called CUDA. It is NVIDIA's crown jewel. It is supposed to be impossible to hack. But when Deepseek v3 went live, the engineers in Santa Clara turned pale. The code wasn't just compatible with NVIDIA, it was perfectly optimized. It was as if someone had handed the Chinese the master key to the vault. The question Washington is asking today isn't how did they build it, it's who helped them. Rumors of a backdoor are no longer whispers. We are looking at a digital betrayal. A handshake in the dark between the people who sell the chips and the people who aren't supposed to have them. The CHIPS Act was supposed to be a wall. It turned out to be a sieve. Last month, a shipment of medical equipment left the port of Singapore. It was destined for a shell company in Malaysia that doesn't exist. When the containers were opened in a private warehouse, they weren't full of bandages. They were full of H200 GPUs, the most powerful AI chips ever made. They were relabeled, repacked, and flown into the mainland under the cover of a February storm. This isn't a black market, it's a professional pipeline, and the syndicate is the one holding the valves. But the pipeline doesn't end in Singapore. To fuel a revolution, you need more than chips. You need power. Unregulated, untraceable power. Enter the Riyadh connection. In January 2026, secret satellite imagery identified a massive new data center in the Saudi desert. It isn't running on US software, it's running on Deepseek. By bypassing the US dollar and trading oil for AI compute, a new axis has formed. The Silicon Syndicate has created a circular economy. China provides the ghost code, the Middle East provides the infinite energy, and NVIDIA, whether they like it or not, provides the shovels for this gold rush. Washington is trying to play a game of checkers, while the syndicate has already flipped the board. They aren't trying to beat the US at AI anymore. They are trying to make the US irrelevant. As you watch this, the Lunar New Year is approaching. Traditionally, this is a time of celebration, but in the boardrooms of Microsoft and OpenAI, it is a time of dread. The rumor from the Chengdu labs is that V4 won't be a software update. It will be a self-correcting kernel. An AI that doesn't just answer your prompts, but rewrites its own source code to be 10% faster every time it's used. If this is true, the intelligence explosion won't happen in a decade. It will happen in a weekend. The information you just heard isn't on the news. It isn't on X. It's here, inside the Syndicate. We are the last line of unfiltered intel. Subscribe or stay in the dark. The choice is yours.